McGonigal, please. Give it up for John Kensel running the show tonight. Michael, your bartender, who's been here since the beginning of time, when the Connected Hotel was like something reputable, like a Radisson. But thank you guys for being here. Good one, you caught up with me. It's good to see you. A little bit about myself, because fucking act. I started coming here to do open mics about 7 years ago. I was terrified, absolutely terrified, and I really want everyone in here to give themselves a round of applause, because it takes fucking huge testicular fortitude to get up on stage and shit the bed. So much of my shit is on this. They took the curtain down because velour is outdated. But so much shitting of the bed in, on, and around. And it was terrifying, but I had someone bring me up. Somebody who actually used to manage this room. Somebody who's managed a couple of different rooms for the lovely Comedy Cabaret and Andy Scarpati. And he brought me up, and it made it so much easier. It's so fucking terrifying. It takes so much courage to get up here. Because we were all funny at parties or family events, or we cultivated our humor as some sort of defense because we're fucking retarded. I don't know what the reason is. But getting up here, the first time I got up, I think I did 2 minutes and 13 seconds of shitting the bed. And I bailed so hard, it was so embarrassing. And everybody in this room was so great. It was like 5 of none of you. And they were just right here, and I learned, like I was jumping around in the beginning, and where's Legend? I came up on stage after Legend, and I was like, that's awesome, let me just pull the girls out. So, Legend, I gotta go up after. And I started hosting, and it felt like cheap jokes, even though I was new, even though I was just learning. And I didn't know what my voice was, and I certainly didn't have a fucking bit like Franny D. Ladies and gentlemen, Franny D. I don't know where tall, handsome, and Groutfit went. He does not deserve to be that good looking. Him and his garbage like Coke bump life. I love it though, it's just, he's honest about it. He doesn't deserve to be that good looking. But, I think one of the reasons that, at least I know that I get up here, is because I feel like being able to make somebody laugh or smile or take a minute or be really present is like a superpower, right? It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're making a difference, like you're notable, not quite legendary, fucking asshole. But it's a good time. And I met Michael, and I met John, and I hosted some shows, and I started feeling my shit was cheap, and I kept coming up to open mics Wednesday nights from Delaware.
Yeah.
My condolences. And the Northeast is a great place. Where else can you hear someone use tongue punch your balloon? Which is my next album. And the first track is Rimming My Ring Hole, the classic favorite. Where else can somebody say, hey Meliss, you're friggin' captivating and super delicate. It's good, thank you. That's my Philadelphia accent. But I had a good time, and I had to kind of come back here and get up and figure out what worked. When I didn't like my bit, when I didn't like my act, I wrote 5 minutes, and I hammered it like a fucking pile driver. And I hated it. I hated every word of it. It didn't mean anything to me. I didn't care about it anymore. It was a story. I tell stories. It was a story that happened to me, and who gives a shit? New shit is on sale at Walmart this week. I didn't care. I was telling a story about mowing my lawn in January and feeling like mandatory suicide was an option. I hosted a show here on New Year's Eve, 2 shows, 8 and 10. Thank you. Yep. And my payment was a room next door. Thank you, John Kensel. Oh, what a beautiful room it was. And the 17 people that actually ended up being 14, because however many of them, you do the math, I talk pretty, got